Hello and welcome to Module 6. The theme for this module is the class rules, and the accompanying homework is your 10-minute strength and cool down, off body move and cool down video. So the first thing that I'd like you to do to start thinking about the class rules is read my blogs. So a couple of years ago, I wrote a number of blogs that kind of came from Hoop for Thought, which was a specific blog that I was working on every week. And I came up with the class rules through that writing and then eventually incorporated them into Hoop Play Instructor training. So I've put the blogs as well as your one-page kind of handout on the Hoop Play class rules that's included in training. So I want you to review all of that first of all, read through it all, and start thinking about, when those class rules have come up in your class, in your personal life, just start kind of mulling that over in your subconscious. Now, when we're actually hosting training, we don't go into the class rules unless we're doing level 2. Just like with kids stuff, we still want to be able to answer all of the questions. Even if you're only hosting level 1, they're going to get this page that talks about the class rules, and they're probably going to ask you something about it. So it's nice if you can, it's positive, it's good if you can understand those rules, if you can direct them to more information, have a little bit of a chat about it. But if you're actually hosting level 2 training, then what I've done when I've hosted is have a little circle after lunch and we talk about our best and worst group experiences. So whether you're hosting level 2 training or not, think about really expanding your own learning here by thinking about what your best and worst group experiences are. What could you share at training that might be useful to other people? Or do you want to just focus on being really present and see what comes out at training? Ask a friend. See if you can ask a friend, a partner, a family member, a student right now what their best and worst group experiences are. Observe when you find yourself in those situations so that you can start noticing how you could apply those class rules to your life and to your teaching as a Hoop Play instructor. How can you integrate that learning into what is really familiar to you and to what you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis? So most of your work this week, as far as that specific theme on the class rules, is going to be reading on your own time, reflecting, and observing what's happening in your life. So your video requirement, your strength, off body, plus cool down, I want it to be a minimum of 10 minutes, no more than 15 minutes though, because it would never be more than 15 minutes in a regular Hoop Play class. I want you to go back and review the document that was shared in Module 4. So this talks about those specific trainer requirements, the components of the class. So I'm just going to read off of that right now. Your strength should perform resistance exercises, working on improving muscle conditioning and endurance. So you want to make sure that although hoop moves like hoop tricks and activities are good, make sure that you're actually doing something to improve muscle conditioning, doing some sort of resistance exercises. Work to fatigue on alternating movements or circuits. So upper body, lower body, move back and forth so that you can really exercise one muscle group until it's tired. Switch to something else, and then you can go back to similar muscle groups if you need to, and finish that whole thing with a gradual cool down. The specific trainer requirements are that you include vertical and horizontal off-body moves combined with some sort of lower body moves. So however you want to put that together is fine. It doesn't need to be any more specific than that. Something vertical, something horizontal. Are you using your upper body and your lower body? That's the key thing. Now, on top of all of that, to incorporate this week's theme into your video, into your homework and learning this week, I want you to exemplify and discuss, while you're doing your strength component of class, one of these class rules. So typically, rule number 1, drop your hoop, is really easy to talk about and apply in your warm-up. But I want you to think about if during your strength you could apply that same rule, or maybe you could talk about the importance of staying inside your own hoop, focusing on the process, playing without limits. How can you exemplify one of those class rules? Maybe it's come up during class already. Maybe you can do a specific exercise, or maybe you can just talk about it. So think about how you can exemplify one of the class rules. Okay, that's all that you need to do for Module 6. Thanks for watching.